Coming back to the fall, we had no idea what our business would look like. Nobody could tell us how many people were going to be on campus, how long. One of the things that really we underestimated is how few staff and faculty are on campus. They're not here. Across Dining Services, we would typically serve about 8,000 guests a day across all the operations. That's coffee, that's everybody, 8,000 people a day. We're down much closer to 1,500 to 2,000 now. So it's that dramatic of a change.
The biggest change has been Sundays for us. Traditionally, we have a lot of students who go away for the weekend, they go visit family, but nobody's doing that because of social distancing. So our Sundays have been super busy, and that's been a big challenge to try to figure out how to stay on top of that.
Despite the reduced numbers, Dining Services has needed to develop ways to increase social distancing.
We are trying to make everyone feel comfortable at our events. We make sure that people are spaced appropriately and that they're helping with the social distancing.
We've had to come up with some creative ways to get people to not sit and wait in the same place so that we're not having those big clusters gathered. We've had to readjust how our tables are set up.
Some students still think that dining locations are not spread out enough.
I've gone to the junction once with my friends, and that was really sketchy in terms of there's just a ton of people, especially during the lunch rush. You get a ton of really packed places. Like in the marketplace, in past years, you wouldn't be able to find a table without having to share it with someone. And now you're supposed to, there's literally not enough seats in order for you to distance the way that they want you to.
Consumers also expressed concern over customer mask usage in dining areas.
When people take their mask off when they're eating, I feel like they just kind of think that the mask is still working. And so it's fine to be around a bunch of people with your mask off, as long as you're eating. People don't have as much of an issue with it, and I find that weird because it seems still just as dangerous.
There are a few things like people walking around to get drinks. Sometimes I've forgotten my mask while I was getting a refill, and so those are things that could compromise the safety, of course.
Unfortunately, there might not be much that Dining Services can do to mitigate these dangers.
The other thing is we can only suggest, we're not mask police, we're not social distance police. And one of the things we taught early on is how to deal with confrontation. Someone who violently didn't want to wear a mask, that's fine, that's their right, that's their privilege. We request you wear a mask, but you'll still get your donut if you don't have a mask on.
Along with public health policy, Dining Services also had to deal with increased takeout orders.
Probably the biggest change is when they said no dining in, because that changes the way we do everything. We had to have to-go containers, and at the same time realize this has happened nationwide. And so to buy to-go containers was almost impossible. To buy disinfectant was almost impossible.
It used to be that most people would come in and sit and eat in the junction. Sometimes they'd stay for a very long time. Now everybody seems to be more eager to get out and get back to where they can socially distance.
For some customers, takeout was something completely new to them.
Before, for 2 years, I've never taken anything to go from campus dining, but now, every once in a while, I'll actually do that.
Along with takeout meals, Dining Services is also in charge of delivering food to campus residents who are under quarantine.
With the quarantine meals, that's what I actually have been doing all day today. I serve breakfast and lunch. We go out, we develop a bag basically that has their meal. We wear gloves and make sure our hands are clean, and we go deliver to each individual person in quarantine that lives on campus.
While effects of the pandemic have caused a lot of harm to Dining Services business, it also has given them the opportunity to do things like renovate the junction and promote their employees' progression.
There's all these things that we've never had time to do because we're so busy. Well, a lot of my professionals that have really wanted to move forward and do things, whether it's creating procedures and policies or getting better at what we do or really taking a look at what we're doing, they have time to do that. And so we've really been able to invest in our staff and really invest in our processes, invest in our business. And that's some of the most positive things we've seen come out of this is they got excitement, they were able to do different things, and so there were some great opportunities for people to do different things and learn.
Thanks to Dining Services efforts, consumers can feel safe dining at campus locations.
I trust them, and if they're willing to continue, keeping the place open, then I'm going to trust that they're doing their best to keep me and the other students safe.
Our mission statement in Dining Services is to create an excellent college experience. We want everyone to have the best experience possible, and this semester has been really hard. I think everyone's experience is a lot different than what it would normally be. But we really are trying our best in dining and in catering to create the most positive environment we can to help people as much as we can.